Hello everybody and welcome to another build video. Last time we did what I deemed as the joke melee build. It was kind of a fun build. This one's a lot more serious. It's centered around using ranged weapons. So without any further ado, let's get on into the build. Okay everyone, the ore that we're going to use for this build is the Anidia ore. It is found in 3 different types of rock formations in any forest realm. It is a little difficult to farm for beginners as it does require a 230 pickaxe. If you can't farm this and you're going through hundreds, you can use any ore that does have range damage on it. You don't specifically need to use Anidia ore, but as you're going to see, we use a lot. Alright, so the first piece of gear is our Druidic top hat. As you can see, the buckle is made with Anidia. For the fabric and the cloth, you can use whatever you want. If you want health, you want stam, health regen, stealth, go ahead, put that on in there. Experiment with the gear that you like. I did use the Grendel Druid because it was readily available and easy for me to use. The next piece of gear is the Druidic jacket. As you can see, we're still using Anidia ore for both the metal slots on this. And same thing, whatever you want for the fabric and leather is whatever you want to use. We're using Leopard on this. Gives us a little bit of stam, a little bit of extra health so we can, be a little more tanky. Alright, next up is the Explorer's Pack. We are using Anidia for the metal slot again. It is your choice for whatever you want to use the 2 leather slots for. Just keep in mind in the magic slots we are putting in all range damage for every piece of gear. Next up is the ever so stylish Druidic casual shirt. As you can see, we are still using Anidia for the metal aspects of this. For the 3 cloth pieces, I did use Grendel Druid. And again, you can use whatever you want to fill those slots. For the pants, we're using the Hermetic Breeches. Comes with 2 metal spots. Yet again, sticking with the theme here, we're putting Anidia in them. And it is the same thing. Whatever you want to put in for that cloth and leather, go for it. It's really not going to matter for that damage output. For the hands, we're using the Hermetic Gloves. Yet again, both metal pieces are going to be Anidia, and the infusions are going to be ranged. The leather that you use for this can be whatever you want to put on. It really does not matter for the damage output of this build. For the last piece of gear, the Druidic boots, and we are continuing the exact same thing here. The metal piece is going to be Anidia. Leather you can make whatever you want, and the cloth aspect you can make whatever you want. The damage is going to be the same no matter what you use here. The infusions are all range damage. And now for the charms that I put on the gear. You can use whatever charms you like, but I would highly suggest using this setup as a kind of a good beginner set. It does work well. Charm of Morale will give you a boost right at the beginning. Charm of the Sniper, yet again, going to give you another really good boost. The charm that really worked out well for us was Charm of Ferocity. It doesn't seem like it's going to work really well, but when you put it on, you'll see the big difference. You won't crit, but your white damage will be sufficient enough to pretty much take out anything that's in your path. Alright, now for the fun part where we get into the weapons. We're going to see the same reoccurring thing. All the metal pieces are going to be Anidia, and all the wood pieces are going to be tier 5 Swampwood, which we'll get into at the end of the video as to how we put a little extra range damage in those. Same thing, anything else that's not wood and not metal, you can put whatever you want on it. It's really not going to make a difference when it comes to the damage output. So as you can see here, all the metal pieces are made with Anidia, and all the infusions on the weapons are additional range damage. And that's going to allow you to really kind of put out a nice steady damage output. Alright, so you see here, the handle is made with T5 Swampwood, and all the metal pieces are Anidia again. All the infusions are range damage. So when you're building your gear set, for the leather pieces and the cloth pieces, if you want, that's where you're going to put in your stamina, your health regen, stam regen, so on and so forth. For all of these runs, we're not utilizing any additional cards. We're not using anything aside from the gear and the charms. Also, another thing to note, we are not using any food. We're not using any potions. Yeah, this is just all white damage from the build. Granted, certain weapons do hit a lot harder than others. This Paradox Shotgun will definitely one-tap this boss every time. It's the hardest hitting out of the bunch. I believe we register just shy of 3.1 million here. Or 3.1 million. The other ones that come close are the Chestpot Rifle and the Lee Metford Rifle. They do around 3 million as well. I believe they both create a one-shot end on. For all of these, we are using poison rounds. I did try to kind of keep them all in unison. You can use whatever round you feel necessary. I just happen to have the poison rounds for all of the weapons, so it's the one that I used. This is the only one where I did use the special ability where it shot all 4 barrels at once. I just thought it would be kind of funny, but we are going for, you know, the single shots just to kind of show the damage output of all the weapons. If you really wanted to, you could run up there with one of the pistols and use the auto shot feature, and the boss really wouldn't stand a chance. Also, another side note is before each one of these clips, I did use Charm of Morale, which was the emote, and you can see that come up with strong arm emblem right above my health bar. So that emote was done at the beginning of every boss fight. Whether it was shown or not shown, it was done every fight. And same thing on the Lee Metford, all Anidia ore, and then that tier 5 Swampwood. And that registered at just above 3 million damage for that. Okay, now we're going to show you how to make the handles. As you can see, it requires a pole and fastener. Pole requires 2 lumber. So we're going to use gilded lumber. We're going to use T5 Swampwood, and as usual, the Anidia ingots. So once you create your pole, use your fasteners. This is going to give you an 85% increase on your range damage. You can do this for the stocks, the handles. You can do this for your melee builds as well. Okay, everybody, that wraps it up for the range build. Hope everybody enjoyed. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything I didn't go over, anything that I may have missed, please let me know in the comments down below. I will answer you. If anyone needs any help with anything, feel free to reach out, and we'll try to help you as best as I can. Everybody, have a good one.